Hi guys, and gratulerer med dagen. That means congratulations. Today it's kind of Norway's birthday. It's the National Day of Norway, the 17th of May. Welcome to another spring vlog. In this vlog I thought I would show you our National Day celebration, some gardening, and yeah. Just a little bit more of what we have been doing this spring. So I hope you enjoy. On our National Day, it's common for many Norwegians to wear our national clothes, and I have talked about this earlier in previous videos. And the national clothing of Norway is called bunad. I am not wearing a bunad. I am wearing the kind of cheap knockoff called it's directly translated party dress. It's kind of a bunad, but it's a lot cheaper. A real bunad with silver and everything would cost about $8,000 to $10,000 dollars or pounds, so it's very expensive. So I've gone for the cheap version, but I feel nice in this too. I have gone with real silver and not the chain and everything that followed, but to make it look more like a bunad. I think I'm going to kind of pimp my fake bunad by doing some more embroidery myself, but not this year. So if you were wondering what I'm wearing, that is what I'm wearing. My husband also got the kind of cheap version of the bunad. And new this year he got a hat. Very pleased with his new hat. He had to work, and my grandson was at his father's, so we spent a relaxing morning eating what we call the 17th of May breakfast. Many start the breakfast with champagne. We did not. So I'm making a very simple cheesecake for tomorrow, which is 17th of May, the National Day of Norway's National Day. So I have taken, if you're going to make it in a big pan or a regular big oval or round, round cake pan, you use almost the whole package of digestive. I have used a little bit less, and I've crunched them, and then I'm going to blend it with butter. It has to be real butter, the kind that goes hard when you put it in the fridge. And I'm going to make mine in these small, it's actually cupcake, or cupcake pans, or so I've taken a bit less. So this is the first step, and I have made, I didn't have lemon gello, so I have used passion fruit, but it's supposed to be gel. It's supposed to be lemon jello. So 1 package, and you only use 2.5 for 1 package, 2.5 deciliter with boiling water, and then cool. Don't use too much butter because then the bottom will be almost impossible to cut through. I may have used a bit much now, and it's very tempting because it doesn't feel like it's enough, but it's enough. So I'm going to put this in the bottom, just maybe about a centimeter or so, maybe less, with this biscuits and butter. Press it flat and then put it in the fridge. So just press it down with a spoon. Maybe a bit more. You can use as much or as little as you want. Of course, the more biscuit you use, the less cheese and jello will fit on top. So the biscuits are in the fridge, so I'm going to whip up 3 deciliter of cream. Then I'm going to have cream cheese, about 200 grams of cheese. I'm going to use, I was supposed to have 2 of this, but I only bought 1. It's with pineapple and mandarin. But so I'm going to use a bit of Philadelphia as well, and then lemon, 2 to 3 tablespoons of lemon, and the jello, the lemon jello. I'm going to blend all that. That's the cheese cream, and have it on top of the biscuits, and then the jello. Then we're going to have raspberry jello on top. And now they go into the fridge. So this is raspberry jello with the half. Usually you're supposed to have, I think it's 5 deciliter of water, but I use 2.5. That makes the jello stiffer, or more stiff, firm. The cream cheese has stiffened. So I'll take the jello. This is lefse. It's not the sweet kind we make for Christmas. Oh, we eat this for Christmas as well, but this is the potato lefse. So I thought I would make, or I always make, lefse with cream cheese with chive and smoked salmon, and cream cheese with chive and salted and dried ham. I make them into rolls, and then I cut them in small canapé-ish size, and put on small flags on them, and it tastes wonderful.
Since Belle had gone back to Brazil, I'd noticed he often seemed the worse for drink in the morning. His eyes red and bleary, and his skin sallow and grey as if he might have to go and heave.
So this is my 17th of May table, breakfast table, all done. It's English tea inspired, or at least that was what I was going for. I thought that I would talk you through. I have tried to contain myself and not make too much this year, but I don't know if I succeeded, but I'll talk you through what we have. These are the small cheesecakes I made yesterday. I put some more jello on top and berries. My husband has been up early baking scones. Of course, you can not have English tea without scones. And these are the lefse rolls I made yesterday. Some with smoked salmon and these with the salted and dried ham. For the scones, I have fresh strawberries and cream, and of course more strawberries and cherries. Just some Oreos. I was supposed to have those on top of the tray, but it did not fit. Some more dried. This is dried pork, and this is dried and salted pork, and dried and salted lamb with scrambled egg and sour cream. We always have that on this day. Some more berries, and I love melon with the salted and dried ham and lamb. And then some cheeses and crackers. Yes, I've been good this year. I usually have a lot more. So, and it's only my daughter, my husband and me. So I'm pleased with that. And then we went to the school, my grandson's school. He was there with his father. And it is common for the schools to organize these events on 17th of May where you have a parade with a marching band. My grandson's school is, or our local school is a very small school, so we do not have our own marching band, but usually we hire a marching band from somewhere else, but they couldn't come until later this year. So this year one of the fathers carried this huge speaker on his back playing marching band music, and that worked as well, but the marching band did come later on. So and that kind of it's important on 17th of May to get in the mood. We ate cake, and there are games, and so we spent a couple of hours there, and then my daughter and I went home, got in our comfies, and headed to my crafting room and painted and had some wine the rest of the evening. It was a lovely day, and we had the TV on. It's huge in Oslo, the capital of Norway. There is a huge parade with all the primary schools in Oslo, with a lot of marching bands, and the royal family is standing on the balcony of the castle waving to everybody, and that is broadcasted on television. So we had that on while we were painting, just to kind of be in the mood, have a feel that it was the 17th of May. So that was that. Hi guys, as you see, I am no longer in my 17th of May beautiful party dress. It is several weeks later, and I have been filming but not speaking a lot while I was filming. Now everybody's out, and I'm so self-conscious when it comes to speaking English loud in my garden while all the neighbors are out. So I thought I would just sit here and tell you what we've been up to these past few weeks. Time is just slipping through our fingers. We always have way too little time this time of year. It is so much to do. When I left you in the last vlog, we had some more snow. We've had some beautiful days, but it's still very cold in Norway. At daytime we can get some warmer weather, but then it's cold again. So as I know many of you are experiencing the same, a lot of strange weather, and I watch Garden and Sarah, love them, and I know that at least there, I think they are in Oregon. I think Laura said they were 3 weeks late planting their summer flowers while the tulips are still flowering, and it's the same in Norway. So the nights have been cold, so everything has been a bit late. And if I'm looking down, it's because I have I have a note on the tripod so that I would remember what I have been up to. I have a very good friend that moved to Vienna before lockdown and everything happened. She was just going to stay for 1 year, but it ended up being a lot longer, but now she's back in Norway. Hi Sylvie. Sylvie, that's my friend. And I'm so happy she's back. I met up with her and my other friend called Lena, and we went to Ibsen. No, we went to the National Theatre. And I love the National Theatre in Norway. It's tiny but so beautiful and full of history. And we watched it was not a play, it was kind of a stand-up show with just one lady, but she was so good, and it was called Shut Up, It's Ibsen. It was a play about a lady around my age, and she grew up around the same parts in Oslo where I grew up. And she was talking about her grandmother that lived where I grew up, and Ibsen, because her grandmother took her to see Hedda Gabler, which is one of the plays that Ibsen, the Norwegian author Ibsen, has written. And in the end of that play, Hedda, which is the main character, she shoots herself in the head. And this lady that had this show, she watched that when she was 5 years old, was traumatized for months. It was so funny, and at the same time kind of so touching, and yeah, just a beautiful place. So that was a wonderful day. And then every year, this time of year, in the beginning of May, we have a boat. Every time I say that we have a boat, someone comments that it's a yacht, and it is a yacht. It's a very little when it comes to yachts, but it is a yacht. It's 45 feet, and it's called a sports yacht. It's from Florida. It's an American boat, and we love it. I think this is our 8th summer with the boat. And as you saw in my last vlog, if you saw my last vlog, we started to clean and polish and do everything we have to do before we set the boat on water. And then at 12th of May, and it was, thank God, a beautiful day. It's always a gamble, because the North Sea, even though we are the furthest, almost, or not almost, but we are furthest in when it comes to the Oslo fjord, the sea can be pretty what you call heavy, or it can be very windy. And even though it's a big boat, and they say you can take this boat out on the open sea. I would never do that, because it's like a cork in the sea. It's so I don't know why, but even though it's large, we can feel the waves a lot. But it was a beautiful day. I hate to hoist and put the boat on the water, because, and the same when it's going up, it's a difficult boat to lift, and it can break. And last season, when we took her up, the people that work at the place, at the marina, was so angry at us. Because the boat is so, it's not our fault, we didn't know that, but I think I think the guy had a bad day, but we already had to change marinas because our local one did not want to lift the boat, because when you lift it, it gets pressured, and the boat kind of squishes in on the sides. So last year they said we will not do this anymore, but this year everything was fine. Everybody was happy and smiling, and yeah, so we have decided to keep the boat for now. We actually decided last year that we would not that we had to sell it because no one wanted to lift it, but it's okay. But we had a beautiful voyage home. It was not very warm, but we kept the roof and the sides up. It's this canvas you can take off, but we kept it on. And we had a beautiful, and it was no wind, so we had a beautiful trip. So the boat is back home at our local marina, and of course a lot to do with that, but and so we are going to work on the boat when it's here at home. So that was another thing we got done.
Got my head over water for the first time in years. Got my feet across the border from a land of tears. Ain't no way I'm going back under. Got my eyes in the wild blue yonder. Will lies beyond the horizon? Let's go find out. Feeling free, free to live my life, free to roll the dice, free to go left or right. I wanna feel free to go wherever I choose, free to stay or just cut loose, free to sing, free to dance, free to give into lust and romance, free. That's what I wanna be. That's what I wanna be. Now things are moving along and I'm picking up speed. I'm singing my own songs and making ends meet. But good enough ain't good nor enough. When going for gold, then things can get rough. What lies beyond the horizon? Let's go find out. Feeling free, free to live my life, free to roll the dice, free to go left or right. I wanna feel free to go wherever I choose, free to stay or just.
I don't know if you're very observant, you may have seen on the intro that our pond was not filled with water. That's another thing we do every year. We empty the pond and we clean it and fill it back up with water, and then we empty it again in the fall when we take the fish out, but we don't clean it, we just empty it and then fill it back up. So this year it looked so bad but it it was under a year since we had washed it the last time. Every year we forget, or we don't forget, but some of the fish babies, they hide when we take the fish out, and we are very thorough when we go through the pond, looking everywhere. We empty it so there's no water, but they managed to hide. I thought there were about 7. I think we found 16. They are brown. They are goldfish, but they are often kind of hatched brown, and then they grow into some kind of color: orange, yellow, white, blue. Yeah. But it's a lot of work, so we did that. I don't think the pond has ever looked this bad. So it's time to get it done. In this part of the pond, I think we have 2 small brown goldfish. It's like looking for the needle in the haystack. So hopefully we can find those. And in this part, which is looking just as bad, and there you saw, maybe you saw a couple of them. I think we have 5. So a smaller haystack, but nonetheless a haystack, and 5 needles. Good luck to us. And you know that climate change is real when we have a shortage of water in Norway. Usually we just throw away the water. Now it's so dry, so we are using it to water the garden. It's a lot of nourishment in the water because of the fish. Oh my god, it looks like Shrek should live here, I think.
får folk melding om, ikke sant? Om du har det eller ikke. Hvis det er noe krav eller noe sånt, så må det gå den veien.
And I think this, and it was so cold, so I think this was the first year in the last 15 years that we did not have the fish out for the 17th of May, but now they are out. And then and I have to give you an update on my husband's sourdough adventures. Don't tell him, guys, but I am so fed up with sourdough bread. I don't especially like sourdough to begin with, and he has this thing about learning new things where he thinks that if you follow some kind of recipe, that's kind of cheating. So he has this idea that he's following a kind of recipe, but that he's supposed to understand the dough and yeah. So he is baking. The bread is okay for the first days, and then you can probably kill somebody with them if you were to hit them over the head with it. Then he tried this. My husband was up until 1:30 yesterday, or this at night, to make cinnamon rolls. And this is his cinnamon rolls. Cinnamon bread. We're hoping it's not raw inside, but it smells delicious, and I'm sure it's going to taste fine. But I just had to show you. This is also sourdough. His attempt at sourdough cinnamon rolls. It ended up tasting very good. Not as sweet as cinnamon buns usually taste, but if you like the sourdough taste, it was very good. And then he tried this, and on the sourdough front, this is my husband's latest creation. This is breakfast buns, or pancake, or yeah, whatever. I'm sure it tastes good. Well, as you saw, not very successful, but they tasted good. The large or the huge or the big happening this month was my daughter and I taking a trip. I stepped in for my ex-son-in-law my daughter and him were going to go to Prague, or Praha as we say, and they say in Praha. So they were going to a concert to a Norwegian band called Karpe Diem. So I stepped in. We only had 2 days. We left on the 20th of May and came back the 22nd. We stayed at this beautiful little cute modern hotel called Essence, and I can highly recommend. The service was great. It was modern, as I said, clean, yeah, just a beautiful little hotel. The breakfast was not the biggest, but it was okay. And Praha was a beautiful town. My daughter has been several times, I think, before. And it reminded me of a bit of Norway. Norway is, we have a border to Russia. Historically, we don't have a lot kind of in common with Russia. We have been kind of owned by the Swedish and the Danes, but I think all of Scandinavia and Northern Europe is influenced by the architecture and a little bit of the culture. So although it was a lot, it was a huge, beautiful town with huge, beautiful buildings, and we don't have a lot of that in Norway, because Norway up until 1970 was a fairly poor, not poor, but we were a country of farmers and fishermen, but then we struck oil. But we have a king and a queen, but we have not had this huge. I think the Norwegian royal family is the poorest royal family in Europe, and that's because the Norwegian, which pay a lot of taxes, would not. It's kind of frowned upon to have this large divide between rich and poor. That's one of the things that makes Norway a great country to live in. So we've not had these huge royal families with these huge castles and everything. But when you look at the buildings that are kind of grand in Norway, I felt it was a bit like what I saw in Prague, but on a smaller scale. The food was okay. We did not eat the national food or the local food because it looked, we call it brown food. It's when, and we have a lot of that in Norway, but my daughter and I, we're not very fond of it. So we ate a lot of Italian, and that was good. And we ate at not that expensive, but a bit more expensive restaurant. So the food was good, and the service was good. At least the young people and the men were polite towards us, but women 40 and over, so many of them were so rude. I have never experienced that. I'm sorry if you are from Prague, but I don't know what that was. My neighbor thought that maybe it is from earlier kind of some of the culture where they were not fond of Western culture and everything. It may have something, I don't know. It was just, I have never experienced that. So, but aside from that, it was a beautiful town. So I can highly recommend. And the concert was so good. Karpe Diem is, and I probably should not, I'm not an expert at this, but they are two guys in their, I think they're about 40 years old now. I don't know if they call themselves rappers, or I'm not sure what genre they kind of feel themselves belonging to, but they have this European tour. It's in, they sing in a blend of Arabic, Norwegian and English. Most Norwegian and now a bit Arabic, because they have that history. Their parents were immigrants to Norway, but it was so the concert was so good, and we had a lovely time. I'm watching my note, and I think that was everything. As I said, it's still cold, but it's getting warmer, so the garden is slowly coming to life, or not slowly. In Norwich, everything just explodes when you have a warm day, so everything is very green. Our vegetable is slowly coming along. We did not have a good year last year, so fingers crossed this year will be better. So we are ready with our vegetable garden, or we have planted. So I thought I would show you what we have planted. A rocket salad and kale, tomatoes, and some more salad. Carrots, potatoes, and strawberries, cucumber, radishes, and peas, and basil, oregano, and something else. So we are kind of working our way through the garden and everything that we have to do here at home. We are going to do a lot of painting this year, painting the buildings. We should have done that years ago, so this year we just have to. I will have to find other things to make videos about. I'm sorry I keep disappearing for weeks. It's not my intention, but I'm sure you can relate. Time goes by so fast. I started to film about right after I have ended the last vlog, and thought I would get a video out next week, but yeah, time flies. I have plenty of videos I can make. I just have to kind of remember to bring my camera and film what I'm doing, because I'm doing something almost all day, every day, at least now in spring. I have, as I've said earlier in earlier videos, I don't do summer decor. Or I do summer decor, but it's nothing I put my kind of soul into. I just make the house look okay, and then I focus on the outdoors. So I think I will be making a video, a short video of how the garden and the house is looking, because this vlog, I'm sure now, is very long. So I do not want to make it any longer. So I'll get that out to you. And I have a lot of small and some bigger projects in the garden that I'm going to bring to you. So I'll be making videos as fast as I can, although it's not fast enough, I know. I would love to get out a video a week, but I do not want to put that pressure on myself right now. So I'll see you when I'll see you. I am so grateful for all of you that is still taking time out of your busy days and watching my videos. A lot of you say that you feel that they are relaxing and that you feel like you're kind of here with us, and I love that. That is what I want with my videos, kind of show Norwegian culture and how it is to live in Norway, and of course my hobby and interests when it comes to decor and everything else. So I love that. So I would love for you to subscribe if you haven't already, and if you could click the bell and all, hopefully you will get notified when I upload new videos. I know that YouTube is not my friend at the moment, so YouTube is not helping me a lot. That's because I upload too few videos and I don't have a lot of subscribers. So I guess they kind of notifies channels or kind of promote channels that they are making more money off. But yeah, it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about that. But if you click, at least there's a chance that you will be notified. I love when you leave a comment. I try to answer every comment. I read every comment, at least every one I find, and or I get notified of, and it may take some time, but I try to always answer every comment. That's kind of the beauty of still being a small YouTube channel, that it's kind of doable. So I love when you leave a comment. Tell me what you are doing, or what have you been up to so far. Okay guys, my camera does not like me filming more than half an hour. So I've been rambling on for half an hour, so it's time to end. I think I was saying that I would love for you to leave a comment and tell me what you've been up to this spring. I love when you interact with me in the comments. Did I say or did I not? But I at least try to to answer every comment. It may take some time, but I will read and I will answer everyone. Okay guys, I will bring you a new video as soon as I'm able to, and until then I hope you have a wonderful time. Take care, do something that makes you feel great, and I hope I see you again for my next video. From my little furry, not so furry any longer, baby and me, bye!